Like this fucking guy said, the subject he's going to be talking about isn't exactly a healthy one or a good one. In my opinion, I'm not sure why he's talking about it, but to humor whatever the fuck, like, popped up on my feed, I thought, let's click on it. I was pretty shocked to see what I saw.
And a rape, right? And once again, I'm telling y'all.
Irvin Richard 4. The dark humor. You think dark humor is healthy? It's not. It's counterproductive to a world of darkness. That's all.
Y'all are very sensitive to this topic. You should leave.
I'm personally sensitive to the topic because I had people online threaten to rape my wife. And for the last 1 year, 4 months we've been stalked and harassed. And my wife, unfortunately, has been through this shit twice. Once by a family member, once by an older gentleman. Rape is not something people should be doing and allowed to walk with.
Right? You should leave. So I uploaded this video. I uploaded it on Twitter, right? And y'all know Twitter, bro. Y'all know how Twitter is.
I know how Twitter is. A lot of the names that fuck with me appear in your chat feed. I know exactly how Twitter is. I had people try to tell me poor shit too. No, ours on my motherfucking Jackie. You got that shit on someone else. That's crazy. People trip me out. What they do on Twitter. He's correct about that.
Y'all know how Twitter is,
yep.
Bro. As soon as somebody gonna say something, and it's just gonna listen, right?
So right about here, when you start seeing Jay and Joshua up there, I started saying, wait a sec.
Here. I just made a video about cancel culture and how people take a narrative and twist it. So in the video, if y'all didn't see, y'all can go check it out. In the video, basically,
Ichigo is another one that stands out.
It basically emphasizes basically the
Charles stands out.
Ramifications of what happened.
These are all names that appear under Zombie Hunter 3990. I find it a hard nut coincidence when I see shit like this.
To men after.
Like, how do you click on a random video that appears in your feed and you're like, okay, let's check this out, and then you're like, what?
After a woman tells on them, and they go to jail, whatever happens, whatever.
He says you're digging your own grave with this one. You know what? One Piece makes more sense than half of everything I read because, I mean, you know, bro, it sounds like you're trying to justify raping someone when I listen to you. I've already watched this. I decided to make a reaction to it. Picking up reactions doesn't pick it up every day, but this is one of those occasions. I just had to pause and think for a second because I didn't think about that until I started watching it a second time.
Lose their job, they lose their reputation. It's like women don't suffer repercussions.
Sosa. Just for fun.
Of their actions, and that was basically what the video was about.
You got someone in there just cancel culture. That's what I try to do.
And so I uploaded it, right? I uploaded it, and the narrative
Johnny Boy, another one that stands out.
Completely switched up, right? The narrative completely switched up. And it's literally what I called out in my cancel culture video. The narrative literally switched up. The narrative automatically went to...
King's another one of those names that I always see pop up. Very interesting. So King makes a lot of sense. I personally don't care for rape myself. I had someone in my Knighthood and 70S type rape in my chat, and I removed him. I've been harassed ever since I removed someone just for getting rid of them for typing rape. I also don't tolerate rape. I'm an ex-convict. Inside of the prison system, I personally had to pack motherfuckers out for being chomos. you know, and do the work, so I have no love for them.
The narrative automatically went to, I'm validating rape. Off the...
Well, I went and watched that video he's talking about, and I watched it, and I almost threw up. It really sounded like he was validating rape. That's fucking gross, okay? I watched what he's talking about, because this shit just popped up on my feed. I was like, all right, well, now let's see what this guy says, and I was like, oh. I was like, well, let's humor him. So I gave him 8 minutes of my life. Then I went and found the video he's talking about. I was like, yeah, man.
Off the bat, that was literally one of the first things that somebody said. This man.
Another one. White woman racism is real. Nico, I know exactly who you are, dog. I'm going to help you out with this one, okay? Anyone can be a punk-ass racist. It's not just white woman. It's not just black woman. Black and white are not a color. The negative shades. Anyone can be a bigot. It's just the way it is. You a bigot by saying what you said, in my opinion, right there. So eat that, Nico.
It's validating rape. And he's invalidating those women and what they're going through. It's like women are getting raped. It's like...
David, another one.
Yes, we know women are getting raped.
Another one, Matthew.
Right. We know women are getting raped.
Another one, Jeff. Jeff. For fun.
There's a large percentage of women who are getting raped. And to be fair, there's a large...
How can anything be fair about rape? Rape is an oppressive tool used for personal gain from sad people who cannot get a date.
Large percentage of women who get...
Or for people who fuck kids who can't count to 18. You can't count to 18, you don't belong in society.
Raped, and there is also a lot of people who get set free. And a lot of those women don't get justice. A lot of those women...
My wife hasn't got justice. Some of the names of the people who harassed my family appear in your feed right here. Very interesting. Jay. Well, just Matthew. Just, you know, just fucking off the top of my fucking head. Just right off the top for fun, you know. Vibe. Griff. I'm all... Anyways.
Do not get...
My wife has never got justice. Her family shunned her just so she could never tell them what she's done. Well, not what she's done. What he did to her. What she did is he told her to stay silent. She was 4 years old. He was 15, I think. That was my wife's first incident. She has zero justice. No justice, no peace. So she has stayed quiet pretty much her whole life because he told her never to tell anyone. I was the first person she told. The only thing she's done is listen to a rapist to tell her to stay quiet. The poor wife.
Justice. They don't get justice. Let me let you guys...
Okay, another one.
...know that right now. I'm putting that on the table right now. But what I wanted to go into, the thing that made me upset, the thing that made me the most upset is...
Sounds like you're upset yourself.
This person said, literally, this is the thing. This person said, there's a low percentage. There's a low percentage of men who are falsely accused of rape.
Well, let's be honest. If you're at a party and you're with some bitches and you're drunk and you pressing on them and they're like, no thank you, sir, that's a form of rape in my opinion. If you're like, honey, let's go on a date or some shit, and you're pressing on her and she's just trying to leave with her girlfriend, so you're like, yo, hit me up, jam this. Bro, you're getting kind of pushy, you know? That's borderline rape. Like, you're borderline oppressing someone to try and gain personal access to something you probably have inside of your mind that you visualize getting done. That's what most of those people are like. After doing time, most of them hid behind the Christian Bible so they couldn't get beat up using that as a hate crime. It's pathetic. They didn't even care about God. Child molesters and R's on your jacket, rapists have no love.
A low percentage, right? And somebody posted on Twitter, they said...
Super, another name that bothers me.
Even though that low percentage is 2%. Even though that low percentage is 2%.
First off, who even pays attention to the percentage of rape in the first place? Like, who pays that close attention to rape? Exactly. Someone that's worried about getting caught for raping. I didn't even know there was a percentage for rape. This is disgusting. This whole video bothers me.
If you compare 2% to 100,000, that equals to 2,000 people. So by you saying that there's a low chance, you're invalidating those 2,000 people. You're making those 2,000 people seem like what they're going through isn't a big thing. You get what I'm saying? It's like...
I get death threats, harassment, told I'm going to die. People stalking me, blowing me up, using my number, throwing my personal information on the internet. You name it, they do it. They'll probably put some shit I said in this video in there too. Bro. I've barely been on the internet for roughly 2 years. Okay, like using social media. I barely understand. But as I've traversed through this world, I realize it's extremely ugly. I'll tell you what's a low percentage. The statistic of people who actually have fucking common sense and decency in the world. And that percentage is 95% to the 5% ratio of good people.
Why do you turn... It's like, why do you turn the attention off of the false...
Heavenly's one that stands out too.
The accused... Why turn the attention off of the falsely accused and bring it right back around to women? Like we know women are dealing with this thing, and we know it's a big thing. We know it's a touchy topic, bro.
It's bothering me to hear him even talk about it, because he sounds like he's trying to justify defense for rape.
We know it's a touchy topic.
Katie,
we get that.
Another name
we get that. I'm gonna say it again because I said that at the beginning of the live. There's a touchy topic, so if you don't want to talk about it, you can go. I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable, but I'm finna talk about this because it's really like...
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. I'm aware that's an old rap song, you know, line, but the truth is, women are the backbone of men's confidence. You should treat ladies with more respect. If you have a discrepancy with a chick, always try to communicate it out. Even if you got to hash out the indifference, always try to resolve it before you lay your head.
Getting on my word, it's really getting on my nerves. My bad. Getting on my word. What the fuck?
Sounds like your words are getting slipped up because you're emotionally mad about what you're talking about because you're trying to cover it up. I mean, it sounds like he's justifying something he knows about. Every time he speaks about the rape, he looks away. And I'm no fucking detective, but I have a, pathology, psychology, and human emotion degrees under my belt, and I'll tell you that that's a sign of fucking falsehood and lie. He can't look in the camera because he's diverting the stress through his eyes.
So the thing that really bothered me is when you say that,
Saber, name stands out.
But
More kings.
There's only a small percentage.
Why are games for life? They bother me too.
Invalidating those 2,000 people, and that's where I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, that's really like some really like. It's kind of really like trash. It's really trash.
People who rape people are trash, bro.
Like, so those people don't matter? So those people don't matter? Like, this is a real thing. This actually happens to people. This actually happens to people. And I was talking to one of my best friends, and I brought up the...
Which best friend? I would love to ask them about what they think about what you said.
I brought up the dynamic,
what dynamic? Because you're still looking at the ground. Look at the camera. We're right here.
Scenario. So basically, it's literally just like this. It's literally just like this. It's like, it's like abortion, right? Abortion, right?
Abortion has nothing to do with rape. Okay. There's women that are raped and still give birth to the children and don't abort them because they value life. That's the whole purpose of not wanting to be raped, is the value in essence of wanting your life conserved and your essence and your identity not tampered with, your vulnerability not obstructed, your morality not shifted. You know what I mean? When you do something like that, and the only reason I know about it is because my wife tells me how she feels inside. As a psychologist with degrees, it makes me sick. I mean, there's no room for that in society. I feel the death penalty is appropriate. Well, no, I don't believe in death on anyone, so that was selfish. I just think prison's too good for them, I'll say.
The highest percent of abortions are due to economical problems, right?
And he's got a point there. My older sister, she was going to have a baby. Now check this. Her baby's dad, they were two Christians, my older sister. His name was Paul. He fucks a minor. Yep. He gets abolished from his church. My sister wants to salvage the marriage. She says she needs to cheat to feel better to keep him. So she fucks her boss, gets pregnant by her boss. She already has 2 kids. One with the dude who just fucked the 16-year-old when he was 31, named Paul. And then one other dude, okay? The other dude she fucked was her boss at Albertsons. She gets impregnated. She's pregnant. She has a baby girl on the way. She can't afford the extra child because Paul lost his job because he had sex with a minor. But these are Christians, by the way. What would you do in that scenario? I remember my older sister called me. She's like, you're strong when it comes to relationships. I said, the only reason I'm strong is because I'm used to people breaking them with me. And it's easy for me to look and say goodbye. I advised her to leave the child molester and put him in jail. She did not. I believe they're still married today. I wish she would have took my advice. So my point being here is this. It's not as easy as you say. Some people apparently don't just want to forgive him for God's sake, which is pathetic. Because I wonder how God's going to feel about Paul molesting children at Walmart.
Boom. The second thing that comes after that are incest, right? I don't know what the percentage is.
I had a friend named Brandon Blakesley, last name Blakeslin. He told me he was laying down a bitch who happened to be a minor too. She was a teenager, 17. He was mid-20s. There's a reason I don't talk to him anymore. He does shit like a desperate man would do. And Brandon, I remember him telling me I was living at his sister's, Lori's, at the time. I was going through some hardship, some shit happened. They were kind enough to let me stay there, but I was staying there. He was fucking one of the family members' neighbors that happened to be his family through marriage. Now, I asked him, I said, so you're a family fucker. You're basically fucking your own blood. And he's like, well, she's not my blood. It's just, you know, one of my family married her. I said, so under God's law, you would fuck your family. And he just looked at me. He's like, I don't believe in God. And I said, that's why you fuck your family. And he got really mad when I said that. We just called him family fucker for a few years. But that, you know, basically he started using drugs. He started being a dick. And what I did is say, go fuck yourself. And that was that.
But the lowest...
He actually came back to harass me because I actually let him go. Because when I think about it, I can't be friends with a family fucker.
Percentage.
I'm white. He's white. When the blacks are like, yo, that's redneck, white trash shit. That's what they're talking about. That's exactly what they're talking about. I don't hear about incest with the African-American community, to be honest. I only hear it in the white community. There's a lot of truth to that.
Of abortions are due to rape, right? Are due to...
My grandmother, step-grandmother, I should say, Grandma Betty wrote a book, Survived the Holocaust. She's pure Jewish. At 11 years old, her 9-year-old, she was 10, her older sister was 12. They were virgins. At Auschwitz, they were offered to be raped by the entire platoon in exchange for freedom. The two virgins gave their bodies up to the entire platoon. She wrote a book out about it. Her name is Betty, by the way. She lives in Texas. She wrote a book about her survival story. She actually told me how she was eating rats in the sewers during World War II, and she was pregnant, a doctor said, and she took jagged metal and cut the baby out of her womb and woke up, and the doctor said I couldn't save the baby. I don't know if the rape is still as strong. I mean, rape is rape, but in World War II, that was a sensitive time. So my Grandma Betty's story is written in her book. It's shocking. He's got a point there.
Rape. So if you're having a conversation about that, and you say that the lowest number is due to rape, what are you doing? You're invalidating those rape victims.
Why do we even put a number on how many people has been raped? To be honest. Why is there a statistic? Why does there have to be an average? When someone's raped or raped, that's a person. There's no percentile. There shouldn't be. Because out of the whole sum, it happens to us. People in society. Us. Society. Humanity. As long as it happens in society, it's unacceptable.
Saying, oh, okay, well, you know, it's, you're invalidating that I guess, the reason for getting an abortion. Not really invalidating a rape victims. You're invalidating that reason for abortion. Like, it still happens, regardless. It still happens. Even though it's 1%, less than 1%, less than 2%, it does not matter. It does not matter because you are literally invalidating that reason for the reason why people are getting abortions. You're saying that reason isn't valid. But it doesn't matter. It still happens. Even though it's still a low percentage, that shit is still happening. So, literally, I just wanted to get on here and really just express my feelings towards falsely accused rape allegations. Like, it happens. It happens. So, yeah. I was really tossed. I was really tossed by today. It's like, y'all preach.
What Dave or Dale didn't realize is this shit has already been saved to YouTube. So, Nico Landing says, why is it invalidation if the stats are true? Stats are stats. I'm questioning stats overall, but if there are stats, then the statistics should be validated and looked at. So, if stats are stats, the percentage, if there's 100% whole sum out of humanity, and the rape percentile is 2% out of the full sum of humanity. Now, if we're going city by city, I don't know. He didn't break that down. But rape is rape. It's bad. It's poor. If you're doing rape, you fucking suck. That's
all this like progressive stuff, but it's just like as soon as we speak out about the falsely accused, y'all want to turn around and be like, "Oh, you're validating rape. You don't like you're probably a rapist yourself."
Maybe.
I'm like,
I'll tell you another story. I was in prison. I was playing dominoes with a man who looked like a full Super Serio Mas Fime homie. It was playing, you know, bones, dominoes. It was doing good. My cellie was Cop's Pocket. He was a key carrier. His name was Bones, coincidentally enough. Bones was the porter, the lead porter for level 3 Tehachapi. Bones tells me, "Yo, dog, can I pull you aside?" Because, he was a well-known dude with active material. Oh, look, Sean, there's another one of those names. And I was like, God damn. So I go to look. And I take a look. And I'm listening to him. And Bones goes on to tell me, "Yo, you're my cellie, dog. Like, I can't tell you what to do, but I can't be your cellie if you're hanging with that guy." I said, "What do you mean?" "I just playing dominoes. I want to play dominoes. You were busy, bro. You out there playing b-ball with your fucked ass knee." And I was like, "Check this. I was just playing, man, what's up with him?" He just looked at him, and he looked at me, and he looked at him, and he looked at me. I said, nah, just like that. I was like, "You can't tell me what he's won." He's like, "You never heard of a chomi?" I said, "A chomi, huh?" It's a child molester. It looks like a homie. That was the day I've learned of chomies. It's where you look super serio mas fime homie, but you're really dirty. So I went up to him, and I said, "Hey, you didn't tell me what you were, and you should know better. I'm not with that." I took his dominoes, and I slapped them over the ground. I took his shoes off, and I threw them across the board. The cops asked me what I did. I said, "He's a child molester. He didn't tell me. It made me look bad. I'm making an example of him." You know what the cop did? He said, "Good." Turned his back, went about his day. And I told that man to stay away from me. That was that. When you validate or you condone or even participate in such people, you are basically essentially, aligning yourself with that perception. At least in prison, that's how it was. If you fucking even accidentally talk to one and someone doesn't check you for it to make sure you're not with that shit, then you actually are presumed, a part of the problem. I just told that to a cop the other day because when I told him that I get rape threats and he acted like it wasn't funny, I said, "How would you feel if it was your wife?" He says, "Well, I would find him." I said, "Of course you would, officer, with your gun and badge, but you won't help me." So, rape is not funny. This guy's looking awful. Look, every time I pause it, he's just looking somewhere because he knows he's guilty of something. Look, well, he looks guilty. Look at his eye contact.
No. No.
No? Yeah, check your memory?
No. No.
Yes?
But yeah, man. That's it. That's it.
He looks guilty as hell. Is it just me?
I'm gonna get off here because I just wanted to talk to y'all. Ain't nothing going on tonight. Ain't nothing going on tonight. I'm gonna just
oh, there's that fly by freestyle, huh?
I'm gonna just go play the game or something.
Yeah, go play Star Wars. Wonder if you're one of those assholes that beat up all the time.
It's tough out here, bro. It's tough out here. Just go to Twitter. Just go to Twitter. If y'all want to see the video, it's all on Twitter. It's all on Twitter.
That's a funny name.
I'm upset. I'm upset with people.
I'm upset with you.
I can't even. Jesus.
God, Wolfie. God's Todd, Wolfie, Wolf, Daddy Wolf. There's a reason I actually even engaged this video.
Yes. This is awkward. Okay. Good night, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
I'm going to tell you what's awkward now. This man looks guilty as fuck. A lot of the names that bother me and harass me appear in his fucking feed. I wouldn't doubt that this is the crew that likes to fuck with me. I bet. You know what I don't like? I don't like death threats sent over the web by people named Wolf, Reaper, Panda, God's Todd, Pulse 91. The list goes on. The list goes on. I don't like it, and it happens to me. I get called racist and horrible shit all the time. It doesn't deter me from my content. I lose a subscriber, I push forward. I don't care, me personally. But for fuck's sake, this guy's like, He's just saying he didn't do it or has nothing to do with it or he doesn't condone it. Where's the proof, homie? With that, I am doing Pick It Up reactions. And this specific fucking video made me really uncomfortable and really sick. I'm like cringe right now. I had to like swallow my spit. Like, I don't know what to say. Not every day I see a video like this. I was like, yeah, I probably should have clicked off of it. But I reacted to it, which also is rare. So with that, you're fucking sick. Peace.